Today, I wanted to talk about why I actually don't consider Jon Jones the UFC GOAT or MMA GOAT for that matter. And there's a list of reasons why. Pretty much like a paragraph of reasons why I don't consider Jon Jones to be the GOAT. I know a lot of people would say he is, but the reason that I don't consider him the GOAT is because, give me a second here. The reason I don't consider him the GOAT is because this guy has been caught for PEDs way too many times. This guy is a notorious cheater. This guy has been caught using drugs multiple times. He's a bad representation of MMA. You know, he hides behind a cage for 12 hours just to avoid a drug test by USADA back when he was still fighting back in like 2015, 16. I just don't think that you can put someone that's the GOAT of the sport, despite the fact that they literally are scared shitless, hiding under a cage, a ring, octagon, to be sure, or to be exact, for around 12, 13 hours. And you know what's crazy is Chael Sonnen actually even told this story. Jon Jones actually had to have urinated at least once there during the ring. So what the blood testers would do, or the USADA testers would do, is they would actually take a little tube, and they would actually take the urine below the octagon and pretty much like examine it. So Jon Jones literally pissed himself hiding from the cage, hiding from those USADA guys. And what do you know? Test comes up positive. Like, come on, man, that's crazy. Another thing too that takes Jones out of the list, not just testing for PEDs once, but twice or thrice. I mean, come on, why are you using PEDs against an Olympian like DC? Like, I get it. Olympian is a pretty hardcore thing to have, and you're how do you say it, against someone you're fighting, like title. But you have to remember, this guy's old, this guy's fat, this guy's short. Are you really that intimidated by like a 5'9" DC? I mean, I know DC is an amazing fighter. You know, I personally have him like somewhere in the top 7 of my GOAT list. You know, top 6 or some shit like that. And I just feel like the fact that you have to use PEDs to fucking beat someone like that is incredible. The fact that you were literally complaining for years that like you're not moving up at heavyweight to fight DC just proves to me how fucking scared you were. Or how about the fact that they literally moved an entire event? What was it, from New York, Las Vegas, New York from Las Vegas, when he was fighting the rematch against Gus, some shit like that, because he still had like allegedly picograms in his system from when he was doing PEDs. Like, he wasn't even completely clean. It just proves to you how fucking dirty the UFC is and how fucking dirty Jon Jones is, or he's still like being allowed to fight despite fucking having like PEDs in his system. And another reason why I can't consider him the GOAT is because of this whole fucking Tom Aspinall thing. I mean, you guys saw on the news for like the past year and a half, maybe even more than that, about how he's been ducking Jon Jones for like a long ass time. As of this recording of this video, it is March 29th, and we still haven't seen Jon Jones fucking fight Tom Aspinall. There's not even a confirmation that he's going to fight Aspinall. There's a good chance he could retire. And, you know, Dana White keeps saying, oh, we're working on it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. You've been saying that for months, little bro. You've been saying that for months, you bald-headed fuck tomato. I know for a fact that fight's probably not going to happen. Like, I want it to happen, but I just have a feeling, and I'm not optimistic that it's going to happen. I don't understand how you can be the champion of a division and be so intimidated of one guy and say you're the GOAT. What the fuck are you talking about? You're the GOAT? You're the GOAT, but you're actively running against the interim champion? Everyone knows you're a pussy, man. Everyone knows you don't want to fight this guy. It's not like, oh, I want to be compensated to fight this guy. Motherfucker, you're the champion. You're supposed to fight this guy. This guy is your mandatory. All right? Like they say in boxing, this guy is your mandatory. He's the interim champ. This isn't like boxing where you actually have like 4 different belts to defend, or 5. I don't know what the fuck boxing is doing nowadays. Nowadays, you got like 4 or 5 belts to defend. They should all be unified in one belt. That way people can't duck each other anymore. And also, you know, you don't have that many fighters that are of the champion at the same class. Boxing should just drop that shit. But anyways, this is the UFC. All right? There's only champion and interim champion. And most of the time, there's never an interim champion. So why the fuck are you running against your mandatory? Why are you so scared of this guy? Oh, but then you're saying, oh, Tom Aspinall, you know, he's like an asshole. I don't even want to fight this guy. His fans are an asshole. Like, he literally walked out of an interview from like a British interviewer just because he's like, oh, you're British? I already know you're going to like be glazing Tom Aspinall. I don't want to do this interview. Like, come on, man. Come on. I can't stand Jon Jones, man. I don't understand how you can put this guy as your GOAT list. Like, here's the thing. I know some people would say I'm like a bit of like a casual or like a fake hardcore for saying this, but I don't consider anyone that's been caught using PEDs in my GOAT list. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people are going to say, oh, everyone's using steroids. Everyone is using PED. Everyone is using EPO or some other bullshit like that. You can't just say, oh, I don't put this guy on my list because he got caught using PEDs. Well, here's the thing. All right. Let's entertain the thought and say that, yes, everyone is using something. I'm just going to say this. Until they get caught, or unless it's just way too damn obvious, then I'm going to still put them on my GOAT list. All right. And there has been a couple fighters that are like, damn, this guy is probably using something, but all right, if he hasn't been caught, whatever, he's on the list. Like, people say GSP. Oh, GSP, he was obviously roiding too. I mean, if you look at his stomach back when he was fighting Michael Bisping, he was using HGH. Like, okay, bro, we get it. The fact that he hasn't been caught, though, whatever. If you get caught, then that's different. That's different. And I know some people are going to be saying you don't know shit about UFC or MMA. Like, you should just shut the hell up. This is a casual take. Everyone's using PEDs. And GSP was obviously using human growth hormone, which is a PED. All right, I don't care. As long as you don't get caught, or as long as it's just not way too damn obvious, like Paulo Costa. I don't understand how Costa passed those drug tests, by the way. But if it's not way too damn obvious, I'm still going to put you in the GOAT list if you're a good enough fighter like GSP. I don't have Roy Cheats on my GOAT list. I don't have Jones on my GOAT list. I don't have Anderson Silva on my GOAT list. And it's a little bit different when it comes to shit like Pride, because Pride, they just literally say in the contract, we won't test you for PEDs. So I'm just like assuming, fuck it, free ball, or just assume that everyone's on PEDs, because at that point it doesn't matter. But that's one of the reasons why I just can't put Jones as in my GOAT list, or I can't put him as the number one GOAT, as most people say he is. So I'll give you a rundown of reasons. Number one, notorious cheater. Jon is a dirty fighter. He would eye poke you. He would oblique kick you. He would use any nasty method just to get the upper hand. Second, Roy cheat. Jon Jones has been caught using PEDs multiple times. Not once, not twice, but 3 times, all right? And they actually even had to move an entire event like in a couple days' notice from New York all the way to Las Vegas just because of that, which is pretty insane when you think about it, man. I mean, shit. Roy did cheat, man. All right. Third one. You're actively ducking the interim champ Tom Aspinall, and you've been doing it for like a year and a half. I don't understand how anyone can be like the GOAT if you're actively ducking like an opponent. And now you might just say, oh, that's irrelevant. It doesn't really matter. Well, here's the thing. How is it irrelevant when you are just scared? How is it irrelevant when you're terrified of fighting someone? Like, you could say a lot of things about the other fighters like GSP. Oh, GSP lost to Matt Serra. He lost to Matt Hughes. But at least GSP didn't ever duck anyone. And then some people say, oh, what about when he moved up to middleweight? When GSP moved up to middleweight, he ducked Robert Whittaker. He ducked Yoel Romero. Like, okay, dude, who cares? He won the belt. He had stomach issues, ulcer colitis. GSP was barely 190 in the cage. He gave himself ulcer colitis trying to keep up and be heavy. To keep up with middleweight Bisping, because Bisping used to weigh like 215 or 210 outside the cage, which is pretty impressive when you remember the fact that GSP barely weighed like 190, on fight night. Pretty crazy. But that's it for this video, guys. I just wanted to give a reason for why I don't consider Jon Jones the GOAT, or my personal GOAT. I know a lot of people will call me a casual, or will call me like a fake hardcore, or I don't even know what you want to say for this, but I just don't. I will never place Jones on my GOAT list. I just don't think that anyone that can test positive for roids, anyone that can actively duck the interim champ for like a year and a half, close to 2 years, can be considered the GOAT. You just done too much damage to your career. You're just scared of fighting the guy that's supposed to fight you. You're scared to fight your toughest test. It means you're scared to lose. All right. Now, if you were to say, oh, I'm just going to retire, I don't want to fight Tom Aspinall, then fuck it. All right. I can take that asterisk off of you. But you're holding the belt hostage because you want to probably pass the record for the longest heavyweight title reign of all time. And I think Jones needs 5 more months to do it, which is why he wants an excuse saying, I need 6 months to prepare for Aspinall. Yeah, you just want it so you can break the record. You want it so you can break the record for the longest title reign at heavyweight. And then you're probably just going to pull out the fight. Or then you're going to lose. I don't know if Jones would actually be man enough to go through with the Tom Aspinall fight. anyways, that's it for this video, guys. If you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate it. You know, I'm trying to make more new videos, different topics instead of just fight predictions, and it should be good. I'll get back to doing more videos again. I was sick recently, so I wasn't able to do that many. But all right, guys, see you guys in the next one.